What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the brand new grand opening of the Spotify Camp Nou. Yes, it is going to be happening this week on Saturday against Athletic Club, and there will be 45,000 fans in attendance. I can't believe we're finally here. It has been 2 years since we have two years since the last time we played at the Camp Nou, and we have been playing at the Estadio Olympique. Yes, I think that we have created great memories there. Obviously, the 2024-2025 season was legendary for us. But, bro, it was time. Like, we needed to go back to our original home. We want to feel like we belong. And I think that with this brand new opening, is really going to inspire us to really do well against Athletic Club, which is going to be a very difficult match. So, later in the video, we're also going to be talking about Xavi Hernández and him supporting Víctor Font. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to be explaining. Actually, I do know what's going on. I just don't know why Chavi would do this to me. I don't know why. I don't know why he would support Victor Font. But I'm going to be explaining to you guys why he's heading towards Victor Font and not Joan Laporta. Like, Xavi Hernández is supporting Victor Font's election and for him to win to become the president of FC Barcelona in 2026. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe it. I feel touched. I feel like I have been lied to and betrayed. And then later in the video, we're also going to be talking about Ansu Fati and his situation at Monaco. And I think that all of you guys already know what we're going to be saying about Ansu Fati, because Ansu Fati has not been doing good. He had a great start, but he has not been doing good as of late. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but let's talk about the grand opening of the Spotify Camp Nou, because it does state here that after 2.5 years away from our own home, we are now officially going to be returning to the Spotify Camp Nou this weekend against Athletic Club. I can't wait for this Saturday. It's Monday and we have like 6 more days to like burn off, but this Saturday is going to be something that I'm going to be looking forward to. Can't wait. And there has been so much pushback, bro. There was a lot of pushback over the past like year and a half, and how like it was saying that Barcelona were close on opening the Spotify Camp Nou, that there's been delays, that there's been construction workers that have been like tired, fatigued, and that they're gonna need more time to like build certain phases. And at the end of the day, dude, like I know that a lot of us wanted to go back to the Spotify Camp Nou, but if the construction workers were like tired, fatigued, and they feel like they have had long days, they should be getting some rest, because I really do respect this line of work and I want them to be safe. I want them to be okay, and I want them to feel like, you know, that they're not being overworked. Like really, I really do. I really do respect construction workers, because I understand that it is a very difficult job and also a very dangerous job. And the fact that they have completed this, I hope that, you know, Joan Laporta paid these construction workers a premium. Spotify premium. Nah, I'm joking. but yeah, a premium, like compensation, extra compensation for each of these construction workers, and I really want to applaud them, because they are the real stars of this whole show that we will be happening on Saturday. And hopefully Joan Laporta can also maybe do a little tribute there before we do play our match. But congratulations to them, and thank you guys everything for your guys' services. But going back to the stadium, right? It states here that the stadium now has a occupancy license for phase 1B, raising the capacity to 45,401 spectators. And it does join the phase 1A that we had previously, which only held about 21,000, but now we have an extra 23,000 added towards our attendance. And now the goal is for the club to work on phase 1C, which I believe is on the right side of the stadium. And like from the top to the bottom, on the right side of the stadium, they need to reopen the north goal there, and then from there it will be 100% complete. Not like the whole thing, but because they also need to fix the roof. But in terms of like total attendance, they're almost going to be there. And Barcelona are so enthusiastic about this that they even want to host the match between Barcelona and Frankfurt at the Camp Nou for a Champions League match, and UEFA has to confirm the whole thing. They have to greenlight the whole situation. They have to approve this. So once again, congratulations to the workers, the construction workers. Yes, I also want to congratulate Joan Laporta and for getting these things done. It's going to be one hell of a ride. This grand opening is not just about like us playing games every Saturday, every Tuesday or Thursday, but we have seen what Real Madrid do, or what they did before, right? We know that if you have a great stadium that brings a great atmosphere, the whole world is going to want to bring their different events into our stadium, and in the end, we'll have better income. And so it is a huge moment for all Barcelona fans and for Barcelona in general. But now let's move on towards this goddamn news, right? And I want to speak about Xavi Hernández supporting Victor Font. First of all, bro, I can't believe it. I can't believe you have turned your back on me. There's multiple videos out there on X, on YouTube, and it states that, you know, that Xavi Hernández was appearing and he appeared ready to back Victor Font for the 2026 FC Barcelona presidential elections, signaling that he does not want to go with Joan Laporta at all. And the reason why this is significant is because, like, before Xavi Hernandez became the coach of Barcelona, he actually did distance himself from the elections. And Xavi Hernandez was very quote unquote neutral. So he did not really want to vote for anybody. Xavi Hernandez was in the plans of Victor Font before, but then after Joan Laporta won, Xavi Hernandez wanted to go with Joan Laporta. And after time went by and he became the coach of FC Barcelona, I think that we all saw from a mile away that the relationship between Xavi Hernandez and Joan Laporta slowly started to deteriorate. He did trust him at one point when he first started, but as like months and years went by the time Xavi left Barcelona, the relationship was kind of damaged. And I'm going to be explaining what led towards that moment. So, like I said, Victor Font did officially launch the 2026 project called Fira de Barcelona. And Xavi was there hugging Victor Font, saying that I hope you win and whatever. Let's talk about it, right? So we go back to January 2024. And I think a lot of you guys are going to know the story, but I know that a lot of you guys have also not heard the story, so I'm going to be explaining here. Let's go to January 2024. That was the month where Xavi Hernandez said that he is going to be leaving at the end of the 2023-2024 season because there's too much emotions, too much pressure. He felt like the media did not back him, that the club did not back him, and Xavi just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm leaving. I hate you guys. All you guys suck. You guys are not faithful at all to this Barcelona club. I'm leaving. I mean, he didn't say exactly that, but that's basically the type of message that Xavi Hernandez had during that media press conference. And so we were like, oh no, like, why is Xavi leaving? Oh my God, like, it's over and whatever. So then Laporta's initial reaction from that was that he accepted his decision. Laporta was like, okay, Xavi, you can leave. I'm not going to force you to stay or whatever, but I want to welcome you to a dinner. And that was on April 2024. And there was a U-turn. And after Xavi Hernandez did very well with Barcelona, like ever since Xavi Hernandez publicly stated that he was going to leave, Barcelona went on a 13-match unbeaten run. And so things were looking good for a moment there. And that's why Joan Laporta was like, hey, let's go for a dinner, whatever. Everything ended up going well during that dinner. And Xavi Hernandez was convinced to stay for another season until the summer of 2025. And we're like, okay, great. Like everything's going well. But then came May 2024, a month later after the dinner, after everything was resolved. And Xavi made some big remarks and some big, I would just say, a big feedback statement to Barcelona and their financial situation. And he was saying that, you know, because of Barcelona's financial constraints under the financial fair play rules, we cannot compete against rivals like Real Madrid where they have no economic limitations, but we do. And when Xavi Hernandez said that, Joan Laporta interpreted these comments as very pessimistic, very contradicting, because Xavi Hernandez did show and did say that he did trust in La Masia, that he did trust in this squad, and the fact that Xavi Hernandez still said that we cannot compete against Real Madrid because we have financial constraints, he basically saying that he needs more signings to improve this squad because he cannot work with whatever he does have. Joan Laporta was like, I can't believe you said that. Like, you were supposed to be the one that's supposed to back La Masia, back the squad, never say that we need further signings in the middle of the season or whatever. And I don't know what this was. So Joan Laporta was like, we're just gonna let you go because you clearly don't have faith in our current squad, and that is it. And those came with consequences. And Hansi Flick told Xavi, you're gonna have to leave. I'm sorry, but it just seems like you're just not confident in the squad that we are currently building today. And that's what led towards Joan Laporta a few weeks later, going after Hansi Flick immediately with Deco, because you could kind of see how it kind of worked out, because once Joan Laporta went to Hansi Flick and he said, can you improve my squad even if we don't make any signings? Hansi Flick stated yes, and look what happened in the 2024-2025 season. Yes, there were some signings like Dani Olmo, not Inigo Martinez, he came before, but mainly Dani Olmo. But all in all, I think that Hansi Flick would have been just as effective without Dani Olmo, and he still did very well with the same squad that Xavi Hernandez had. Hansi Flick never said, I don't need no signings, I'm just going to promote Marc Bernal, Marc Asado, I'm going to use Kubarsi more, I'm going to use Yamal more, I'm going to get the best out of Rafinha, and that is why we won the domestic treble. And that is exactly what Joan Laporta was looking for. Joan Laporta was looking for a coach that can just get the best out of the current squad, because Joan Laporta knew that they couldn't make a lot of signings, and so Joan Laporta wanted to stand on, we have a good squad, and so because we're not going to be making no signings, we want to bet on these players. And Hansi Flick did exactly that, and that is why they align so well today, Flick and Joan Laporta. And that's why Flick will continue to work with his Barcelona squad, because Flick does show a lot of admiration for La Masia, and he does trust his club. And I think that when Barcelona get to a situation where they can sign more players and get into a better financial state, it's only going to strengthen Flick's position as the coach of Barcelona, because he's only going to get better and better from here. But that is it, right? That is why the relationship did not end up well between Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez. And these type of things do happen. Like, it happens like in business in general. But I never thought that it was going to come to a point where Xavi Hernandez was going to say, screw you, Joan Laporta. I want Victor Font to win. Like, he literally wants Joan Laporta out as the president of FC Barcelona. I thought that Xavi Hernandez, like, even with the relationship not being so good, I just thought that Xavi Hernandez was not going to, like, vote at all. That would be reasonable. I'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, Xavi Hernandez is just going to stay out of it, does not care, whatever. But the fact that he wants to get into this battle and vote for Victor Font and go up against Joan Laporta, it shows me that Xavi does not like Joan Laporta at all, and maybe he just felt disrespected. Now, you guys can agree or disagree on whether Xavi Hernandez was right or Joan Laporta was right. I just never thought that it was going to get to this point. So that's why I'm just like, why are you in Victor Font's whole election thing? Like, what's going on here? He can do whatever he wants. At the end of the day, bro, like, I don't care. You do whatever you want. But it just hurts me because, Xavi Hernandez and Joan Laporta do have a long history together. They won a lot of things together, with Xavi Hernandez as a player and also as a coach. But I don't think that Victor Font is going to be winning this election. I think that Joan Laporta has really positioned himself to become the winner and to win by a huge margin. I really do think that Joan Laporta will continue, and he's going to be saying, like, look, Spotify Camp Nou, we have opened this season. Look at the squad that we do have. Look at the amount of titles that we have won. There's just no debate here. And I think that if you add the fact that Joan Laporta is going to be saying, like, oh, we're also going to be very economically stable going into the summer of 2026, and we will be making, like, big signings and stuff of that nature, I think that Joan Laporta will win. But now let's move on towards the last conversation, and I want to just quickly talk about Ansu Fati, and it's more about a question for you guys. What do you think Barcelona should do with Ansu Fati? Because it has been reported, according to us, that Ansu Fati's loan spell at Monaco has taken a worrying turn after a bright start. They also continue to say that Monaco worked carefully to recover Ansu Fati's physical condition, and once he did adapt, he did score 1.6 goals in 5 matches, averaging a goal every 41 minutes, and he looked like he was starting to, like, get reborn at Monaco. And it did seem like Monaco was going to get off with a good price tag, like the fact that they're going to be able to sign a player that scores a lot of goals for only 11 million euros, which is the current buy option in the contract. It did seem like, yeah, Monaco were going to buy him, or at one point it did seem like Barcelona might get Ansu Fati back and reinforce the left wing position. But now things are going wrong again, because now Ansu Fati, in the past 6 games, 0 goals. His minutes have been dropped drastically. Just 55 minutes across the last 3 matches, and it seems like Hutter, who was the coach of Monaco, does not trust Ansu Fati anymore. And his influence and the confidence, all of that Ansu Fati had previously while scoring those 6 goals in 5 matches, that is evaporated. It is gone. It no longer exists. And according to Marca, they have claimed that Barcelona are very concerned about Ansu Fati's reduced role and the possibility of Monaco not even buying him. And now Barcelona are going to have no say on selling Ansu Fati for any amount, because Ansu Fati has not been delivering. And so Barcelona do need him to stay healthy. They need him to play regularly. They need to raise his market value and try and secure a sale in the summer. But it seems like none of this is planning out for Barcelona at all. We'll see. Like, the season is still very long. Maybe it's just like a little fluke, right? A little fluke for Ansu Fati, and maybe he might come back up in about 2 or 3 weeks. But right now, it does not look good. But that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.